like empowerment right now because this character is so badass. Oh my god! I am not. You guys are gonna hate me. I don't play video games. I know nothing about video games. I'm so new to all of this. I have been in video games. I've like voiced so many characters. And in past Mortal Kombat, of course, I was Devora, which it was completely different. So when they called me to do this, I immediately thought I was doing Devora, and then all of a sudden I got this new character thrust upon me, which is so cool. And I get to sound a little bit more like myself, and maybe look a little bit more like myself. Yeah, it was just fun to be able to enter this new Mortal Kombat and have all of these new relationships, this new character, and see all the changes and the technology. I mean, wow. What has developed in 30 years of Mortal Kombat is unbelievable.
I think what's also cool is when we had talked earlier, this game has been in development for, 4 years, and you talked about it's been a while since you've revisited this. So what is it like seeing it all come together in a scene like that?
It's so crazy because when we started this process, we were still in the middle of the pandemic and we were still in quarantine. And so many of us actors had to record from home. So they would, a lot of us don't have, do you have your own booth?
Yeah.
Oh, go home.
Sorry.
Most of us actors do not have our own booths.
Like movie stars, like you don't need actors or don't need booths like that.
No, but what they had to do was they had to ship us or messenger us the equipment in these plastic, containers with like microphones and stands, and then we would go into our closet because it was the most dead space that we have. And for me, it was really my desk area, and then I would put this piece of fabric, this velvet fabric around me, and every once in a while I'd have to open it up for air and gasp. But it was really just. We were in the middle of this pandemic doing this very new Mortal Kombat in a very new way of recording in these, made up home studios for some of us. And it was just really, everything was brand new and fresh and fun. And I felt like I was entering a whole other universe in my room.
Yeah, here's a question for you guys. If it wasn't the pandemic, would you have asked us just to do all the martial arts and all the fighting? Of course. Okay, just checking. I just want to make sure.
How was it working with Dominic as well? How do you kind of like help guide you and things like that?
Well, I couldn't do this without him, right? Because I know nothing of these characters, but also because every line that I have to do, I don't get to be in a room with other actors. I don't get to be on a set and see what the set is like. He has to tell me everything from what the character's situation is, how she's relating to the other characters, how far they are even, in relation to where they are in the room, if they're fighting, if they're about to fight, if they're in the middle of a fight, or all of that has to come from him. So he has to be crystal clear about where you are with every single line of dialogue.
I'm visualizing you doing like the martial arts moves in this little velvet curtain with the stripes. What was that like?
Sitting down on my desk with like fabric all wrapped around me, going like this, because there's nowhere to move. I was really happy when we were finally able to get into like real recording studios and I could stand up and move and actually, do all the physicalities that I feel like I have to do when I'm doing fight stuff.
Thanks, Kelly. That's amazing. So, Tiago, we're here talking about characters